Connection does not need to be perfect. Connection is about being open and being willing to being your true self. We have our vulnerabilities, we have our strengths, and it just is what it is. Allowing myself to protect myself, to use my voice, to share what I felt, is because those are the things that you're going to remember for years to come as I cry. Better people live to connect, to grow, live to connect, to understand, live to connect, to explore. It covers everything. So live to connect.
What's the real reason you started this podcast?
I started this podcast because one, I felt an urge and a calling. It was like a voice in my soul. But two, I think that it's been something that's been brewing in me for years and I've been resisting it. And finally, I listened and allowed myself to do something that I was low key afraid of doing because I didn't want to be in front of the camera and I wanted to kind of hide for a long time. And now I'm here. So I'm excited about being able to allow people to connect on a deeper level, but also recognize that, like, in order to do so, you have to be a little bit more vulnerable. You have to be a little bit more apt to want to share things that you may not want to share. And I think, I would like to pat myself on the back a bit in the sense that I finally am in a place where I believe that I'm capable of doing this and I'm actually really great at it. So that's where we are.
What do you think people get wrong about connection?
I think people think that it needs to be perfect. Connection does not need to be perfect. Connection is about being open and being willing to being your true self. And in order to do that, it's not going to be easy. And there's going to be some hiccups and there's going to be some times and things that you don't want to share. And it's going to be unnerving and all of the things. And that is true connection. Shallow connection is when you talk about the weather and you walk away. I want people to dive deeper and see themselves in others and be willing to break down their own barriers rather than resist who they truly are and really wanting to protect themselves, because that's not true connection to me.
What's a story you haven't told yet, but you know you will?
What's a story I haven't told yet and I know I will? Um, I- I'm very private, so there's probably several stories, but I think that, things that are going on between me and Logan, things that I have dealt with my father passing, I never share. I share the surface sometimes, but there'll be the right time at the right moment and to really break down all of the things that should be broken down. But I do believe that timing is everything. So I'm going to wait.
And what's a moment with your dad that feels like it lives on repeat in your heart?
Oof, that's a good one. I remember when I was in Seattle and my father was living in Alabama and he came to Seattle and it was an unexpected visit, one that was not something that my family had warranted, if you will. And I just remember that was actually the last time that I saw him and he came up to me and I'll never forget. He hugged me, he picked me up, he held me and he like touched the side of my cheek with his cheek. And for years, I swear to goodness, I could feel his cheek against mine. And I'll never forget it. And that is what I always cherish. And that is what I feel that I want other people to remember about their connections with people, like the smallest things, the hugs, the love, the touches, because those are the things that you're going to remember for years to come as I cry. Okay.
What would he say about the life you've built now?
I would hope that he would be proud. I think as kids, as children, we always want our parents to be proud of us. And with him no longer being here, I'm never going to be able to hear that. But I think that he'll be happy, proud, and he always used to call me baby girl. So I'm sure he would say, baby girl, good job. Good job.
If he could sit on one episode of Real Connect, which one would he want to hear and why?
Oh, I think my father would be really all of them, really. I think, there's something about having a father and being a daddy's girl, even though we didn't have a long time to connect with one another because he died when I was 13. But I think that he would be super like excited to watch all of the episodes. But I also think there is something about, I'm a strong believer that angels from the other side send you people to be in your space that can help you. And I truly believe he sent Logan, or the spirit guides conjured up something on the other side to send me Logan. So any episodes with Logan, I think he would be really pleased to see that I have a love and we are challenging one another and we're going through life together.
Beautiful. What's one thing your younger self wouldn't believe about your life right now?
Everything. um when I was younger, I feel like I was a dreamer, but I wasn't aware of my dreams. I think that I was very adventurous in the sense that I wanted to try out different activities, whether that be like puzzles or painting and reading a lot, but I never really knew what all of those things would create for me. And I think that my younger self would be very excited to know that every single thing that I did has created this exact life where all of the experiences, all of the learnings, all of the random like tie dyeing things that I did in tubs and shit would turned out to be the creativity that I am now. And it's a beautiful thing.
What's a lie you told yourself for too long just to stay safe?
Ooh. Lie I told myself to stay safe. That I was safe. I don't know. I think far too often, or that I couldn't be safe. I think I told myself that I wasn't safe in certain situations. And the only reason I didn't feel safe was because I wasn't allowing myself to protect myself, to use my voice, to share what I felt. And now I'm not in that. Like, I am very much open to telling the truth and telling it out how it is because there's nothing or nowhere else or no way else to be.
What part of yourself are you still learning to trust?
I think I'm still learning to trust that I'm capable and that I'm going to do what I want to do. Like all of the visions that I have, like all of the random things that I think about on a day to day basis, my instinctual analysis on things, I think that I am trying to rely on those things more and not second guess them. And they've never steered me wrong before, but every blue moon, we always question the things that we really know to be true. So that's where I am, y'all. Not for long.
What's something your dad used to say that you didn't understand until now?
I think he used to say, I remember him telling me that he loved me no matter what. And I don't think I knew what that meant then until you get around people that you love no matter what. And that means unconditionally. Like, no matter if they leave you, no matter if, you disagree. And that's something that has stuck with me, and I feel like it'll stick with me forever.
What part of your story do you think people misunderstand?
I think people, that's a really great question. I think people misunderstand. I think people have this idea of who I am, and like I'm super genuine and super just me. Like I don't know. I think social media has a way of making people look at you a certain way, or, people may have an idea of you based off of images and I'm not quite sure what people think, but I do believe that people don't realize just how down to earth I am. Like I'm super simple, super chill. And I think that's the case with a lot of people on social media, that they're just regular people. And, we have our vulnerabilities, we have our strengths, and it just is what it is.
When was the last time you were completely wrong and glad for it?
Child, I ain't never wrong. What you mean? Completely wrong. I mean, I gotta admit, sometimes me and Logan get into arguments. I can't remember exactly what it was, but sometimes we get into disagreements and I am wrong. So he would love to hear that. So I'm wrong, babe. Maybe once or twice.
What pisses you off in a way that reveals what you actually care about?
I hate when people disrespect the underdogs. That's a big deal for me. I hate it. I think there's this idea that like people have to be popular, or you know, they have to be on a certain level playing field, and no, for in order to earn or be worthy of respect. And the truth is that's not the case. People are human beings, and we have to respect everyone for what they do, what they contribute to the world, what they contribute to life. And who cares if they don't contribute anything besides just being here? But underdogs is a big deal, and I cannot stand frauds. There's so many people that are frauds or scammers or like conniving, and I just think that we got to eliminate that and just recognize that people are not doing what is just. They're taking advantage of people.
What boundary changed everything for you?
Saying no, just period. Like whether that's me saying no to going somewhere, me saying no to someone wanting to, I mean, anything, honestly. I am very keen on saying no. And I say it all the time. But once you get comfortable with saying no, it's very easy. I know a lot of people get uncomfortable, or just whenever there is a compromise of my respect or someone disrespecting me, I immediately nip it in the bud. And if they don't respect me, I let them know and I move on. And I think we should all be that way and be comfortable in that. I think it's hard to detach, but the truth is that it's not serving you. So let it go.
What's something no one ever said to you but you really needed to hear?
I mean, I feel like I feel like I would love to hear. I don't know if it's a specific word or like sentence or phrase, but I would love to hear like you're doing a great job, or like I'm a very much like my love language is words of affirmation. So anytime I hear anything that is like you're doing a great job, or great work, or I appreciate you for this, or any of that, that means a lot to me.
And what part of you still wants to be held a little more gently?
All of me, don't we all? Like everything, all of my heart, my thoughts, my fears, my everything.
What's a soft memory you go back to when the world feels loud?
It's so random. I love stand anytime I'm like been by the beach or the water, but I'll never forget, and I appreciate being my mom used to always take us to a park in Seattle called Seward Park, and she would make croissant sandwiches, and we would chill out and have a picnic by the water, by the lake. And those are the moments that I'll never forget, that were simple and that were serene and peaceful, and just gave me an understanding that like life doesn't have to be so grand all the time.
What song feels like your story without needing to explain it?
By Vincent. No, I'm kidding. What song feels like my story without needing to explain it? Um, oh, this is sheer. There's a Beyonce song, and I don't even know, I think it's from a soundtrack, and it's called I Was Here. And that is what I want for the world, for you to remember that I was here.
When you press record, who are you secretly talking to?
Everyone. Whomever needs to listen or hear what I'm saying at any given time, I'm talking to you. So listen up, y'all. And I truly, I think that, you know, the what I'm speaking or what you're hearing and the people that I am engaging with on the podcast or in any interaction, I can only hope that you receive what you need to receive and you are connected with the people, me, whomever, so that you can receive the message that you need.
And if this podcast was the last thing you created, what would it stand for?
Living to connect. That's it. Living to connect. That's all we need. We have to live to connect, to see ourselves, live to connect, to be better people, live to connect, to grow, live to connect, to understand, live to connect, to explore. I mean, it covers everything. So live to connect.